I wanted to just post up this photo because, listen, man, Lauren Murphy in the press conference, all she was talking about was, hey, she ain't fought nobody like me. Shevchenko ain't fought nobody like me. Like, I'm big, I'm strong, I'm tough. She's never been knocked out. She's never been submitted. Well, she got TKO'd, man, and it was ugly. And I'll tell you, AJ, man, this is another one of these situations where I felt the type of way, man, because people were trying to boo Valentina out the building too, man. They thought this was a boring fight. I thought partly because Lauren Murphy wasn't willing to engage. It seemed like she didn't want to trade. Shevchenko was just too sharp, too quick, too accurate, every time. And Shevchenko said it herself. She was like, listen, I expected more pressure. I thought it was a trap that she was going to lull me to sleep in the first round, then come heavy in the second. She just didn't want to give that pressure. So I decided, okay, I'll come forward. And it was like the moment, AJ, that she had Murphy hurt, she went in for the kill. She smelled blood, went in for the kill, TKO'd her that round, round 4, championship round, shows what champions are made of. My question to you on this one, man, is this is symbolic of this is the greatest to do it in the women's flyweight division, man. This is 6 straight title defenses, and now she moves into legendary territory, man. She joins 2 other fighters in UFC women's history with at least 6 title defenses in her UFC tenure with Amanda Nunes and Ronda Rousey, man. So Valentina Shevchenko legitimately has reached probably Hall of Fame status this early in her career. What does this photo mean to you, AJ, and just how impactful was this win for you?
Man, it was super impactful for this one. It might have been kind of a boring fight to start off, but it was dominant as hell. You know what's dominant when you're striking an opponent like you're hitting a heavy bag. Yeah. You have no regard for whatever they're going to throw back at you. You know that heavy bag ain't going to swing back, and if it does, you're just going to crack it again. And that's exactly what Valentina Shevchenko was doing to Lauren Murphy, man. She was throwing a jab, cross, and then the leg kick combo, just bat, bat, bat. Yep. Bat, bat, bat. Like literally, like she was hitting a heavy bag out there. It was impressive, and it was very telling to see the demeanor of Lauren Murphy go from I'm gonna do this, to maybe I'm not gonna do this. And it was really just put on for Shevchenko, and it was exactly what I was expecting to see, man. A very dominant win. Although credit to Lauren Murphy for lasting as long as she did, and it might have just been because Valentina thought that she was gonna get lulled to sleep. She thought it was a trap, so she wasn't gonna play into the trap. But Lauren Murphy did last a lot longer than I was expecting her to last, man. What was your big takeaways from this fight?
Well, the big takeaway is that Shevchenko is going Mayweather style, kind of, right? And saying that I'm so good now that, or I guess I should say John Jones style. I take that back. John Jones style, where you get so good where he says, you know what? Winning isn't enough. I'm going to beat you where you're best at. So what did she do? She Andrade her, man. She took her down. She smothered her on top. She gave her nothing on the ground. And then she brought her back up to the feet, brought her back down to the ground again, finished her, got her out of there, man. So that was telling because Lauren Murphy, that's where her bread and butter is, man. That's where we expected her to take the fight or attempt to take the fight. The other thing that stood out to me the most, man, on this one is that she was asked in the press conference, Valentina was about, do you think that your opponents are basically mentally broken when they come into the fight? You know what I mean? And she was all like, no. This doesn't happen before the fight. You're not giving me credit. Give me credit. This happens during the fight. This is when they realize that they cannot execute their game plan the way that they wanted to. You know what I mean? Because when they come in there and they say, I'm going to strike with her, I'm going to do this, and they see that, oh, you can't touch me. Well, that's when you start to wilt. And that's what we saw from Lauren Murphy. She couldn't touch her, man. The striking was just too rigid. She was getting pieced up. That combo you're talking about, that it was like a 1-2, but she's a southpaw, right? 1-2, and then that calf kick, man, she landed that shit maybe like 10 times. Like, you know what I mean? She just kept going to the well with it, and there was nothing Murphy could do. So it was just interesting. It was domination, man. And at this point, we're going to have I'll give a preview, folks. Going to have a tough time in the matchmaking for this one, man, because there's no one left for Shevchenko to fight. She's literally cleaned out the entire fucking division, man. So huge win for Valentina Shevchenko, man. Huge win. I cannot overstate that enough. TKO round 4. Beautiful. Love to see it. And I will say this is 6 finishes for Valentina Shevchenko in her last 10 fights, man. So it's even more of a domination right there. It's not like she's just cruising to decisions every fight. So